Welcome everyone to Fresh Off the Board. This is season 2 and my name is Arjun Seth. I'm the founder director of Edbrand, a college admissions consulting company based out of Delhi, Gurgaon. Today, I'm delighted to have Nalin Tiwari, a student I've known for the last 2+ years. He is currently a first year student at University of Illinois and Urbana, and he's pursuing the most coveted computer science degree there. So, Nalin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I'll dive into questions.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nalin. Yeah, as Arjun said, first year student, CS at UIUC. Thank you for the high praise. And I'm just happy to be here.
Great. So, I think when you were applying, there was always this interesting thing about you always trying to do, always doing many interesting and many things in sort of building your profile for a difficult course of sort of application, which is applying for computer science majors. In retrospect, what do you think got you interested in computer science in the first place, and then when you started looking at the university admissions game, what was it that you feel worked in your profile?
Right. See, this is what, I can't understate the importance of having good teachers, because I feel like a teacher can make any kind of course interesting. And I'm not saying if I had a really good history teacher, I would have been a history major or something, but I feel like because I kind of got a little lucky with CS teachers across from almost 8th grade all the way to graduation. They kind of fostered my interest in CS quite a bit and kind of pushed me to pursue it outside school and on my own kind of thing. And that's what really got me interested, all the different avenues and stuff you could apply it in. And then we've pretty much just any pushed me down the path of I used to like math before, didn't really like CS, got some good teachers and they explained the concepts to me from the ground up, and then after I started getting the hang of it, I got really interested in it, and then kind of rest is history, I guess.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is math was obviously required, but having good teachers in CS. Did you get involved in school in certain activities or even outside of school, which helped you develop your interest further, courses, competitions, Olympiads?
Yeah, so initially it was because school basically went, okay, everyone has to do CS. So in 7th and 8th grade was mandatory. So which is and because because I really wanted to do well in school and stuff and get good marks and stuff. So I focus and CS was kind of weak for me initially. So I really focused on building myself up. Then afterwards, after I started getting slightly interested in it, pretty much school had endless opportunities, whether that be hackathons or just programming competitions or even more theoretical stuff or just stuff like that. Tech society in school was something that really helped kind of foster my interest in the more niche fields like competitive programming and stuff like that. So I joined that in 10th grade, then I became secretary and then head eventually to kind of, and so that was, I feel that was kind of quite pivotal in building up one of the parts of CS I really like, which is competitive programming.
Mm-hmm. Right. So now you're done with the first semester, or you have a quarter system at UIUC?
No, we have semesters. I'm done with the first time.
So what was it like sort of settling into a new academic pedagogy or the way things are taught? What was so different from school?
So it was initially there was a slight bit of a curve because no one's running after you for assignments and to do homework and all that stuff. You kind of have to manage your own schedule. The teachers, the professors and stuff will tell you one time, okay, there's this, we're going to upload it. We're going to upload homework weekly on the website. You miss it once, it's over. That's it. You're not it's not they'll give you an extension just because you forgot to do it. So that was something that took me like a week or two to get used to. But eventually, I feel like right now I'm quite familiar with the system and I'm quite enjoying it. Because basically, like a lot of like the learning is left up to you, and the professors are kind of just there to kind of like resolve doubts and point you in the right direction. And that is something I felt like that is something I have used as like a learning style for like stuff I've done on my own already. So it wasn't that like different from stuff I've already been exposed to.
So typically, any computer science department attracts really super gifted and competitive maybe kids as well. So is the UIUC no exception? Do you feel that there's that rub off of doing more and engaging with topics in CS beyond schoolwork?
Yeah, definitely. So like all the student organizations that have like CS student organizations, whether that be like ICPC for competitive programming or like SAGADA for like data science and AI and stuff, you'll find kids who just who are like next level, and you just wonder like how did that even happen kind of thing, because like it's just so out of the ordinary for like if you like look at like a normal high school kid and you just look at these kids who are like Olympiad medalists and stuff. Um, so you will always find people who are like exceptionally good, especially at UIUC because it attracts like a lot of really good kids for CS. And I feel like you can get wrapped up in it really easily, trying to like because like even for me, I am a fairly competitive person. So initially, I was just like, I see this person doing this, like, and I have to go for it or whatever. But you have to eventually like kind of learn, to just like let it go. You're not going to be like the best at everything.
Perfect. So, as a first year student completing your semester, the US has that Gen Ed requirement. Do you think it aids you in what you want to do eventually, or it's a nuisance?
Like I'll be honest. I can like I feel like it is useful if you
Yeah.
don't like know exactly like which field you're interested in stuff. For me, it was like I knew like in 11th grade and stuff, CS was like what I wanted to do. So it is more of a nuisance for me. And it's pretty much just I've pretty much just resorted to. So I do still pick things that I find interesting because like I do have interest outside CS, but like most of the time it's just like you just check like the what like the requirements a particular class picks off, try to clump them together, and then see which classes have like the highest average GPA or whatever. So like the easiest ones, and you just take those.
Okay, so using algorithms to find easy classes.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, your humanities and social science requirements, have you come across something interesting that you've already done? Seminars, writing classes?
Yeah. So I had two gen eds last time, which was one was astronomy. So that was more physics and stuff. So that was still fine because like it was stuff I'd done in high school and it wasn't too challenging for me. But the second gen ed I took was a comparative literature class, and that was like completely foreign. Like it is completely different from how like Indian schools, especially like ISC, does literature, because it's all about like you have to write analytical papers, analyzing themes across like multiple books and stuff, and like it's not like it's not like in class or whatever, like the professor's gonna read like a chapter and then explain it or whatever. You have to do the reading yourself, and they're just gonna explain like overarching themes and stuff. So that was like the only class I kind of struggled with throughout the semester because I've never had to write like a 4 or 5 page paper before or stuff like that. But it was quite interesting.
Yeah, but
I
you did
liked it.
write excellent essays, extremely creative, and really enjoyed reading all of them and suggesting edits. So now going beyond just academic life, what are the resources you started using or student organizations you started exploring at UIUC?
Yeah, so for student organization, it was like a continuation of interest I had in high school. So I've been I'm not very good at it, but like I love playing chess like for like a couple of years now. So I did join like the chess club on campus, and they have like weekly meetings. So like it's just a bunch of people playing over the board tournaments and stuff. So it's quite fun. kind of just like weekend kind of thing, just to like get your head off like a week of academics and stuff. And the second club I joined was ICPC because competitive programming, as I said before, is something I'm quite interested in. And ICPC is like the biggest college competition for competitive programming, and we have a club on that. We have a club for that on campus where we kind of like practice and like go over like certain concepts and stuff. As for resources, I feel like the like one thing that I really liked was the fact that you get like when you're an incoming freshman in CS, you get basically like like a third year or fourth year student kind of assigned to you as like a peer advisor kind of thing, just to kind of help you navigate around campus and stuff, and like navigate around all the resources available to you. And that was really helpful for me because like he kind of helped me like figure out what classes to take, what schedules, like what classes are harder than they look, what are easier, that kind of stuff. Also, he really helped me with stuff like internship applications and that kind of, and like exploring like research opportunities and stuff. So that was quite nice.
Okay, and about things to do on campus, since it's a college town, what is it that it's like over the weekend? What is it that students normally end up doing to socialize?
So so assuming I'm not like swamped with like homework and stuff, I can actually go out. So there is like it's not like desolate or whatever. There are like a lot of restaurants and stuff where you can like go eat out, that kind of stuff. If you're like the party kind of person, there's like a whole host of frats and stuff you can go to, and there's a lot of clubs and stuff. That's not something I've particularly done too much, because it's just not who I am. But there's if that is something important to you, you can definitely do that on campus. Also like because the bus system is great, you can like kind of go off campus and stuff without like a car and everything. So it's kind of like if you have like a long weekend, you can go to Chicago, or if you kind of want to watch a movie, you can go to like the theater and stuff, that kind of thing.
Fantastic. So looking forward to your second semester now, but what is it that you've signed up for in terms of classes, and how do you see your major interests or even research interests shaping up?
Right. So in terms of coursework, so I ended up because I had like 4 or 5 years of program experience through high school and opportunities outside it. I kind of skipped some of the intro level courses for math and CS, which is like introduction to calculus or like introduction to like programming Java, that kind of stuff. So even for my first semester, I had like slightly more advanced coursework than like a freshman supposed to have. So I was just kind of to test out like, okay, can I even handle it or something? Should I like tone it back? Because the overwhelming advice I got was like, keep it easy your first semester. So I kind of like took like I didn't take too many credit hours and stuff, but I did take like slightly challenging classes just to kind of explore. And I felt like I could handle it. So this time I kind of like went all in on like basically all CS classes and stuff. So I have a computer architecture class, I have a data structures in C++ class, and I have an abstract linear algebra class. And like my three like big technical classes, and I have a gen ed on top of that. That's like that's like it's not like an extremely heavy semester credit wise, but because all of them are technical classes, it is going to be kind of a challenge. And also, one of the courses I took last semester, which was like a discrete math course, which is basically proof writing, was something that I didn't really do in high school and I really enjoyed this time. So I wanted to be like a course, like a teaching assistant kind of thing for the course. So I applied for that and I got in as well. So like that is something I want to do this semester as well.
Hey, that's fantastic. I think you're on a rocket fuel or something. You could make it a little easy for sure. Now, so since you're doing so many courses and perhaps you might be able to end up graduating early, it seems. Uh, Thinking about pre-professional tracks, UIUC CS program being so highly sort of regarded, I'm sure there are so many opportunities in undergraduate research or internships. Do first year students dive straight into it, or it's really hard to imagine that scenario?
It's kind of like it's 50-50. Some people kind of go, it's my first year in college. I don't want to go. I don't want to do too much and stuff. So, but there's the other side of the spectrum where like people want to like get into everything as quickly as possible, and I feel like I'm on the latter side of it. So, like internships was something I was quite clear on that I wanted to do in the summer. At least I want to try to do in the summer. So like that application cycle started in like August and stuff. I didn't even know about it. And like my roommate told me like he's applying and stuff. So I started writing my application and stuff, had technical interviews. So it is fairly rare for like a freshman to get into like one of like the bigger tech companies for like an internship. But like a lot of people do internships at like some smaller companies, or there is actually like there's like a facility like research, it's called Research Park on campus. So there's like a bunch of companies that like integrate internships with your academic schedule. So not in like the summer, but like during the semester. So that is something a lot of people do as well. But that's something I kind of avoided because one more thing you have to keep track of is like, because you are an international student, so the working hours thing is kind of like you have to keep track of it, which is like I think CVT. So so it's like you want to figure out how to utilize that as a like to like the maximum. So I kind of like wanted to limit internships only to the summer. So I actually did get an internship. I'm going to be interning at Facebook or Meta in the summer, and currently it's in person. So I'm kind of hoping it stays that way because I really want to go to California and like see
That's
like the office and
excellent.
stuff.
Typically, those internships happen only in maybe the third year, so that's really kind of
Yeah,
fast.
I was kind of quite surprised as well.
So, great catching up with you, Nalin, and look forward to doing these rounds every other semester that you complete at UIUC. Is there any sort of sort of information, tip, suggestion that you'd like to share with high school students, particularly looking at UIUC, what they should know about the school when they are researching or writing their essays?
Right. So again, like I can't like conclusively comment on this is like the reason I got in and like because it is like college admissions, as much as people don't want to admit, is slightly luck dependent, and which is like it's a reality you have to face. And so if I'm giving advice, particularly towards CS, I'd say like a lot of colleges like UIUC or CMU or whatever, like colleges that have like that like really good for like a particular major or like a particular like a particular area. I'd say like try to focus a lot of your ECs on that areas. Like in case if you're applying for CS, there's like the well-rounded approach, and then there's whatever like I like to call it like the spike approach, which is like pretty much just like make yourself, you don't have to be really good at everything, but just make sure like people can see that you know and when it comes to CS, you really know what you're talking about in terms of like ECs or like grades and pretty much that whole thing.
Thank you, and look forward to connecting again, Nalin. All the best for the next
So
semester. Safe travels.
thank you.